players, the personalities who come from around the world to play professional soccer in the United States.
Go, go, USA! Oh, it's incredible!
In a world where some call it football, football, or soccer, they dare to call it foosball. One thinks New York is blue. The other thinks New York is red. Soccer in America from a German perspective. Let them put some sauerkraut on your hot dog and join them for the Schnitzel Boys USA Hour.
Let us put some sauerkraut on your hot dog.
That's right.
USA Hour. If we are too loud or too quiet, let us know in the chat. We are an artisanal podcast, and we do not have a technical director yet. Still waiting on one. But anyway, yeah, if we're too quiet, if we're too loud, if we're just right, let us know. We're hoping to be just right.
I have to sneeze.
Sneeze. A push-up.
Oh,
Push-up. God. Gesundheit.
Danke.
May
Dankeschön. Dankeschön.
Bitteschön. May God bless you. Right? Because when you sneeze, it's your soul leaving your body, I believe.
So they say. It's gotta keep it in there if you can.
That's what the science.
Not everybody can.
I'm hearing a dog bark. What do we got going on over there?
There's a lot going on in my house.
How many animals do you have again? 5?
3.
Oh, 3. Nice.
I mean, unless you count my children, then it's 5.
Hello. Oh, I went. Guess what I did last week?
What did you do last week?
I went to Quentin Tarantino's theater to watch a midnight screening of Pulp Fiction on his private 35.
So, okay. How does it hold up? I thought so.
I think it's a masterpiece. It's his best movie. And you know what's funny about the movie? Not funny, but Quentin Tarantino's known for being like editor, filmmaker du jour. And there are really, really cool filmmaking moments, editing moments. Mm-hmm. But most of the scenes, most of the moments are in the wide still, and it's just theater that's happening in front of you. People are acting, they're playing levels. Like at the end of in the diner scene with the lady with what's her face with the gun up top?
Amanda Plummer
up top. Sam Jackson, bottom left of the screen, holding a British guy. What's his name?
Tim Roth.
Famously played Sepp Blatter on the worst movie of all time, produced for FIFA. You know what I mean? It's like levels. Sam Jackson, bottom up close. Amanda Plummer, far up right.
Yeah, the composition is yeah.
Right? So just a man. Great movie all around.
It's great.
Have you seen Passions? The Tim Roth FIFA movie where he plays Sepp Blatter?
I have not. No, I must. I'm behind with all the soccer movies. You told me about the Thomas Rongen. I haven't seen that. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Let's play a game. You know the story of Passions, right? The FIFA made a movie, then no one went to it because it was right during the scandal.
Yeah.
And it lost more money than any movie in history, I think. All right, let's see.
The Passions of the Christ.
No, that's the opposite. Passions FIFA movie. The budget was here. Tim Roth, who then apologized, said he had a kid going through college, so he had to work. Where is the filmography?
Tim Roth had to apologize.
Yeah.
He's been in some clunkers.
Yeah, but I don't know. This was a super clunker. Oh, United Passions, 2014. He played Sepp Blatter. And by the way, of all the actors who played Sepp Blatter, Tim Roth, number one. It starred Sam Neill and Gerard Depardieu.
Wow.
It had a budget of $32 million.
Real movie.
It premiered
not Star Wars, but a real movie.
It premiered at Cannes Festival. And what is the global box office take, do you think, for United Passion?
$45,000.
Not far off. The global box office, which is likely inflated, is $168,000 of $32 million.
This is what the Bundesliga would have done with this investor money. They would have produced a feature film about with Till Schweiger as Hans-Georg Watzke.
You know what?
Who's going to play Don Garber in the MLS movie when they, after
Did you-
Messi's done, they're going to have all that Apple money. They're going to Joe Pesci as Don Garber.
He'd be a good Don Garber. I think it would really. You know, who'd be a decent Don Garber? Tony Shalhoub.
Tony Shalhoub. That's a good one.
Stanley Tucci.
Ed Norton, perhaps.
Yeah, A-list. Yeah, he could play anything.
Daniel Young wants to know, what are your thoughts on the NYCFC loss? You want to get me started?
Good thoughts, right? Good thoughts, right? Good thoughts.
What are my thoughts?
Good, right? The good thoughts, I imagine.
This was. Should I go on? Is it time for me to? What?
Almost.
Okay.
Give me 30 seconds.
Well, I have.
We waited. Apple TV is back. Messi Wednesday night 2-0. Then we have the weekend. NYCFC at Charlotte. My team at Nashville. Getting that later.
Mm-hmm.
Miami at Galaxy. Fun games last night. So MLS is back, baby. MLS is back. You waited all season.
So you are the enthusiastic voice. Now, let me preface this by saying I decided when NYCFC came around to not be a Euro snob, to embrace the league as best as I could, and warts and all, and be all in. And I've been true to that. I've been an MLS stan throughout. This was a difficult week for me in that regard, because
expand on that, because that's a bigger issue. That's huge.
It's it all goes hand in hand, right? Your emotional state, one's emotional state, you can't just separate what got you into a certain mindset. So it was a lot of different things. Like, for example, Don Garber. We mentioned the Don Garber, who I also, in general, am positively disposed towards. I think I would say more so than not, more than you, certainly.
Yeah, absolutely.
I recognize the difficulty, perhaps impossibility of his job. This league that is despised by even many fans of the game in this country. It's a difficult, and he can't do anything, like, if he does it like Europe, he gets criticized if he doesn't. So I am a Don Garber sympathizer, or empathizer at least. But this was another difficult week for that as well for me, because this U.S. Open Cup thing we already discussed is sort of unresolved. And then he came out and had some things to say about the referees that also didn't quite ring true to me. I mean, it's like and then the what took the capper is that he said he accused the media of being lazy for making MLS all about Messi. He said there's much more going on in MLS than Messi, and it's kind of lazy by the media to just focus on that. Now, this is from a man whose official government state-run, you call it the state-run media website on Apple TV is all Messi all the time. We can watch hours of documentary about Messi in America. We can scan QR codes that give us the Messi pregame playlist. I want the Keaton Parks pregame playlist. Where's that? When is that coming my way? Where's the QR code for that? I don't know.
Can I pause real quick for your beautiful rant? When that came on, I always wanted to scan it, and I was just dying for it to be Xanadu. over again.
It's like you have tied your entire ship. You have launched all your sails. You've planted your sail firmly in Lionel Messi's rectum, and now it's the media's fault. Now it's the media, by the way, that you try to squeeze out at any turn from having any kind of independent, the league makes it very difficult for independent outlets to report on their, and now they're lazy. I mean, this was just a tone deaf week of Don Garber.
Join.
of Dungar, and
Join.
so it's I mean, so that's the larger. The other thing, well, I have many things to say.
Donny G rant. You're not into
What?
what's going on in MLS. This has become an MLS HQ Donny G type thing. Like,
Well, I mean, it's he irked me. His statements irked me this week in a way that I don't feel like I'm not predisposed to be critical of him. Okay, so there's three. There's Donny G, there's Messi, the MLS Messi League Soccer. And then there's NYCFC. I have a lot of things to say about it. The thing about Messi, to me now, Inter Miami games are on my schedule. Like I watch the Inter Miami RSL. It's a fascinating thing on many levels.
Right.
Messi is Messi, and many things can be true, right? Like he is incredible. He has assembled, he's brought some of his friends who are helping him. But at the same time, if they just walk away with the league this year, it's pathetic. It's a referendum against MLS. If this is just, and we saw two, well, I guess it depends. The RSL's performance was just pathetic. Like it was a pathetic showing by RSL against the Miami team that is vulnerable. It's not like they are not all like Suarez's legs don't work. I don't know why he's playing, why he's starting. He doesn't seem fit.
No.
So they defend with 8 people.
Sergio Busquets has become a turnover machine.
Sergio Busquets is also looking a little tired. Jordi Alba is like, why do I have to defend? Nobody else is. What is it? I'm in the back line. I have to actually try to keep up with these people.
They don't rant about that.
They don't really have a midfield. So it's like, yeah, they have some high quality players, but they also have a lot of weaknesses. And RSL was just pathetic, toothless, absolutely toothless. The entire time. This kid, Diego Luna, we've now decided is like the next big thing. I like his look. He's got good hair. What is like? He can't complete a pass. What?
We didn't decide that. MLS decided.
Yeah, who like?
I've been hearing his name for 6 months, and I'm like, who is this kid? I know this kid is.
He's
like, it's just some kid. I don't know.
An unimpressive, very unimpressive showing from the whole. The offense of RSL was as I said in a group chat of mine, was as unstructured as Pablo Mastroeni's blazer, which is very good looking, but it worked for the blazer, did not work for the offense. Anyway, so I am waiting for teams to step up against Inter Miami, much like last year. And I'm still very proud of NYCFC's Notchador performance in that regard, where we went harder at them in that stupid, meaningless friendly than RSL did in the season opener.
You can't criticize Donny G, but be perfectly fine with the Notchador game last year. That's part of it.
No, I was perfectly fine with our performance in it because we showed up to give them a game, and we won anyway.
Watch the LA Galaxy game, though. That's a different story.
I did well, but again, I think that bolsters my point similarly, because again, in the olden days, like 2 years ago, pre-Messi, you would say road team. Long trip, road team on short rest where the home team has not played in midweek is like 80% a win for the home team. Like it's not a good setup for the road team. Doesn't matter if it's Mets or whoever it is. Like just as a general thing, like you had these, when the schedule was more stretched out. Now games are more combined, but this used to happen all the time. That you had these gimme games where it was like, oh, one team played midweek, and then they had to travel across the entire country to play again on the weekend against a team that hadn't played midweek, and that just never works. Like it's like you're short rest, you're traveling, like you just almost. I mean, NYCFC did this frequently. You almost always lose. If you get a tie, you're ecstatic. So, and this is the setup for this LA Galaxy, and to LA Galaxy's credit, they definitely did not start as feebly as RSL did. They attacked. But then they don't win either. It's like Messi squeezes one out in stoppage time. The substitute ref, who is, I guess, a DJ, perhaps the first man bun referee we've had in MLS. Can't say this.
He looked like
can't say this with 100%. There was a picture going around Twitter of his hair, and he's a DJ, probably a lovely guy. He was very handsy throughout the game, like very expressionistic
I thought
gestures.
He was good. Yeah, you're saying he wasn't good?
That was not a red card
Which
for Marky Delgado.
Well,
Marky Delgado's second yellow was not a yellow.
He was. He got cards, and then Marky Delgado got 2 soft yellow cards.
He got one soft yellow card, which he had. Well, it wasn't a soft. It was like he had no one to blame but himself for kicking the ball away or whatever. Right. I mean, that was borderline, but whatever. The one that was not a yellow card. You didn't even touch the guy.
I have to look. I don't know what at the time I didn't have a problem.
That was not. And then they tied. I mean, I don't know. Is that why they tied it? I don't know. Is that they had a penalty. They had a penalty. Drake Callender who had a pretty rough preseason. He shipped like 6 goals in every game, and people were questioning. Had a great game. It was incredible. I mean, an incredible penalty save, and had another incredible. So okay. So, but
LA Galaxy missed a lot of opportunities, though. They should have capitalized.
Yeah. I mean, I think the XG was like 3.8 for them or something like that, and they got 1.
Like 0.2 in the first half.
Yeah, it was. So it was a tough one. Again, a tough one for the field. I mean, I'm sort of I mean, I also I'm not. It's not even that I'm rooting. I'm not anti Miami. I think, but they got to earn it. Like this was 4 points where they should have had like 1 or 2. And
it's part of the ongoing story. Like last year, I think Carlos Vela said it. He's like, I don't give a crap who I'm playing again. Like play. The biggest issue, way too many young players were in awe. And
much, and so much. People want to talk to. Everyone wants to talk to Messi. They have like things to say. You can. I mean. I understand a little bit of that. I mean, obviously, this is what's that?
I'd want to break his leg. I want to beat that guy. I'll say him afterwards, but I want to beat that guy. That goal that goal they keep showing against New York Rebels when Messi just like outside footed the assist to back and all 6 Red Bulls were like ball watching. So frustrating to watch that. It's like cover Messi, man to man.
Santi Rodriguez didn't care.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's my take. That's my take on all the on the this Miami team. I don't think is well balanced at all. I don't think why. I mean the Suarez thing really is a head scratcher unless that's just like Messi's just decided that he's going to play every game because he is not right, and so yeah, to be continued. But it is fascinating, and it's highly entertaining and interesting. And the Galaxy, I thought were going to do it, but then they didn't. And Messi did what he does, and Jordi Alba with a great assist. But yeah, the Galaxy should have won that.
In LA Galaxy's defense, they haven't made the playoffs since like 1999 or whatever. What was the last time in the playoffs?
Well, they got themselves a couple lively wingers, though. It looks like
they had a big overhaul. quietly, Gabriel Peck, but Yoshida had to look up. He's like 35. The captain's 35. So,
well, that's all right. He's a center back. It doesn't matter.
Anywho, I just thought it was a fun game. But yes, the Inter Miami juggernaut it's got to fade off. It's season 2. Play the game.
Well, and these guys are all old. People are going to get hurt. They're going to miss some time. It's not going to.
He isn't going to work all year. I can tell you that right now.
Well, he just, I don't know. He's like limping, literally. It's odd.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know if you saw his story from a few months ago, but every day, first things first, he has to drain his knee medically. Then he has to do like a medical injection of cortisone in his knee or something. He has to do a crazy routine just to walk for the day.
But he's been good in Brazil. I mean, it's not like
that's part of it.
Like,
he's going to do that here too, and I think he just has to figure out the team. He'll start leading it. However, when Leo Campana came on the field, who was a star last year, he's one of their better players. He's young, he's fresh, he runs, he defends. He's who you need in that number 9 spot. You don't need it like. These guys are amazing, but they're not over 30. They're over 35.
Yeah.
All of them, I think. I don't know how old Jordi Alba is, but is Busquets over 35? But they're not. They're old.
Busquets is 35. Yeah. Yeah.
They can't. The more of them there are, the slower the whole team is in general. So,
if two of them just don't defend at all, like which they literally do not, like which is why you have to just. I mean, Taylor Twellman actually was completely accurate, I thought, during the RSL game, where it's like, why are they so deep? Like, there's no reason. No one's running behind. Like, you're not going to get beaten over the top by any of these guys. So why are you standing back there? Like, and then when they have the ball, everybody's like, oh, we gotta, now what? Then you have the whole field in front of you where you can just, push everybody a little further back. Yeah, the RSL game was bad. But anyway, the other thing, I have more things to rant about, and I haven't even gotten to NYCFC yet.
Keep going.
What really also irked me, and I guess this is probably the like watching a lot of Apple TV now. It's like this is like, and you've said this all the time. It's like this. It's like listening to TV in a totalitarian state. It's like the Miami RSL game was a crap game. It was like RSL couldn't. Miami didn't need to exert themselves. RSL had nothing. Was completely toothless, and they kept talking about as if we were watching like the 1974 World Cup final or whatever. And it's it's also, I guess there's probably instruction from above to not criticize the replacement refs. That barely sort of comes up. These are all scab. These are all scab refs.
You were so never came up. Refs never came up.
Never came up, and it's like, I turned the Galaxy I turned the sound off. I was like, I don't even need to listen. This is not worth my time listening to this. I can like watch the game, listen to some music. It's unfortunate they don't let you pick the. Actually, I will say,
great. Yeah, get the
what?
Joe Totino.
I thought Lloyd's honorable mention to Lloyd Sam, who was on the call for the Charlotte NYCFC game, who I thought did a great job.
Yeah, New York Red Bulls. He was with Joe Tollison, right? Or
DC United, great. I don't know. He was not with Joe. I don't think he wasn't with Joe Tollison. I don't know who the play-by-play guy was.
He was a good play-by-play guy.
All right. Well, you say something, and then I'll get into my team.
Yeah, I mean that's what's the state of covering the league. Like everything's shut down, and the thing with Apple is it's just a big advertisement. So like all this content, even though that's in content, it's like it's all fluff content anyway. They don't have any real content to offer. There's no real analysis. There's no real criticism of the fact that the MLS rules and roster weren't released till the morning of. With their Inter Miami stuff. There's stuff to talk about. The refs is a big one. They're like it's state-run media. So They are themselves. It is what it is. Whatever. That is the disadvantage of leaving an ESPN, even though they were plenty censored too, and going to MLS. And like you said, they censor anything that's interesting. Anyway.
Well, and there's a middle ground. There's a middle ground, right? And ESPN, the ESPN blowhards, it was always open season on MLS. It's like I think making fun of the league that you're covering is not the answer either. Like I think there's
a clear difference between Football Americas and MLS 360. If you see the two, I give Football Americas a lot of. That's probably one of the best, if not the best, American soccer show in mainstream media today.
Oh, the KDAP, the one that KDAP is like that.
Football Americas is ESPN FC's show on American soccer.
Oh, okay, all right.
It's by Hercules Gomez and Sebastian Salazar. It's the only American soccer TV show that's an independent TV show. The rest you have to get from us, independent journalism. But if it's not the Athletic,
I'm not a journalist. I'm just some guy talking.
I know, me too. If the Athletic is the only independent institution that covers the league properly, they're the only ones, and they have enough struggles as it is trying to get access.
Yeah, I gotta.
It's not enough either because they've been slashed to hell. But that's a different rant. The other thing was. We had a lot of news, like the Kai Wagner and Matt Miazga suspensions were canceled the morning of. They never brought that up either.
Well, no, but they have this new again. This also is very much. It's also very much like a Soviet TV station would do it. Like, oh, here's an announcement from we have a great new program. It's like you're like, what is it? The diversity.
It's the anti-discrimination. They didn't bring up the fact that they canceled Kai Wagner.
Well, I think this was sort of the explanation, right? We're not just going to, it's not going to be, but you have to read between the lines. This is not explained well. It sounds like it is going to be less.
Nothing. What class? What plan? What? It's not. It's the same.
No. It sounds, it was restorative. It's a focus on restorative practices. I think the way I read it, and I have no inside information whether that's true or not, but that was my impression, and that goes hand in hand with these canceled suspensions. We're not going to treat these things just punitively. We're going to try and teach people things, and not just be like, "Oh, this is bad, 6-game suspension." It's going to be like there's going to be a process, and everybody's going to talk about stuff and learn things, and so it's not just punitive, but it could still be punitive if that's warranted, but our focus is not on that. We're going to try and teach things.
Taxi Fountas has said the N-word twice on the field.
Well, he's gone.
He needs a restorative course to.
No, but that's. I think the point is that there is. Well, I mean, we all agreed that some of this stuff was pretty heavy-handed, right? Like your guy Dante, he called who said monkey to a white person, like and got a 6-game suspension. And Kai Wagner, I mean, where Ernst Tanner came out and said, like, if you speak the language, what the other guy said was worse, like kind of a thing. So there was some heavy-handedness in the way that these suspensions were handled, and I think this is a response to that. They're saying we're going to have a little bit more nuance, and we're not going to like when people are just being dumb. If you say the N-word repeatedly, then you have no place in the league. But if there's maybe if somebody's just this might be a language issue or whatever it is, there's gonna be a little bit of a more nuanced approach is what I'm reading into it. I don't know if that's true or not.
Sure, but going back to what you're saying, we have no goal line technology. We're not paying our refs. U.S. Open Cup, we've withdrawn from U.S. Open Cup. None of that is being shown on TV. Just this constant showing of this new anti-discrimination policy they're really proud of.
Well, okay. No, I'm not saying
goal line technology, for crying out loud. We win on that for years. You know what I'm saying? It's just there's more that anything that they have just a platform to toot their own horn.
But it's not either. Yeah, okay, right. Well, that's what I'm saying. We're not disagreeing. I'm saying that's what I'm saying. It's like it's presented with this like communicate with this like legalese language over and over instead of somebody explaining like what I just said. I mean, I think what I'm saying is probably true, but I don't know, anyway.
This conversation we just had should have been an MLS 360. They should have debated. They should have explained. They should have, but they can't.
Instead of constantly just yelling at us how great everything, how like these players are amazing, how exciting the fans, it's like just a constant hype. It's a constant hype train. Everybody's like, oh, look at the atmosphere, the celebrities, the fans showed up, the 32.
Every FC Dallas game, it's always the refugee camp kid. He came from refugee. They said over and over for months. And I'm like, okay, fine. If he's a decent soccer player,
it's like it's tiresome. It's a little tiresome.
MLS,
it's heavy.
Pull back a little bit.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, I mean, I'm pro. I like the league, but the more, if I watch a snoozer of a game, and then I'm being told like this is like, high quality, it's like I get less. I resist. I get less enthusiastic. Let me decide how I feel about all this. Don't tell me how great, it's desperate. It's a little desperate.
It's like
okay.
It's like we have more goals per capita than any other league.
Right. Or like football, how it's meant to be. It's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. Anyway,
the leagues. I mean, this is now happening everywhere because these leagues are in competition with each other, and I mean, this is not also specific to MLS. Now, Derek Ray also goes around like he has become part of his mission on ESPN to tell us how great the Bundesliga is. I mean, this is not unique to MLS. I guess all of the leagues feel like they need to hype themselves, but MLS is really, because it's unbridled because it's their own platform, and there's some real issues with these replacement refs that just aren't being discussed. All right, and then
you think, has anyone ever like been converted because someone proselytized the league? You think anyone's ever wait a minute, more goals? I gotta start tuning in. Or do you think, oh, he's from a refugee camp? Hello, season tickets.
I'm down. I'm buying. Yeah.
Right. I'm saying it looks bad and it doesn't work, so stop doing it. But anyway, keep going. So now,
well, it's just like if it's all so fluffy if it all just feels.
Yeah. Do they think we're
idiots? It feels like they're being told to do it. It doesn't feel authentic.
Maybe because
it doesn't feel real. Because they're being told, because that's what's happening. Yeah, exactly.
Being handed the script. Yeah, being handed the script.
And that's why they didn't maybe why Ian Joy is not there, because he's a bit of a wild card. Anyway, so, and then NYC, well, we don't even have to talk about it all that long. It's one game, but since Danielle asked what are my thoughts, I felt pretty deflated, I gotta say. I was pretty high on the new arrivals. We were told we had a new high-powered offense. We were told there was going to be we were going to play higher and press, and that was not in evidence. It was like we got more of the. I mean, it seems like we like to have these wingers that really are not real wingers. Hannes Wolf, who you maligned in the previous hour, or said that his departure had set free Mönchengladbach. Anyway, so he looked good. I think he's going to be a solid guy. Him and Santi Rodriguez have some real chemistry. Unfortunately, they play sort of the same position. This kind of happened last year when we got Richie Ledesma, and then this was like Hannes Wolf is significantly better than Richie Ledesma, so we have that. But
no, is Ledesma still by you guys?
No, he's not. He left. I don't know where he went. He was. I mean, he was kind of a bust. I gotta say, he was unimpressive throughout the. And so yeah, we have all these wingers that want to pull inside, and we don't, and our fullbacks are no good at offense, so we have no width. As a team, we don't have width. And so we are very easy to defend. You just kind of sit back and everything's coming at you from the middle, and nobody's running behind, and nobody is the fullbacks did get forward a little bit, but then they can't cross. At fullback, we have not gotten any upgrades. We still have O'Toole. I guess we have Tavon Gray was mostly the starter last year on the right side. Now we have Mitja Ilinic, the young. Is he Slovenian or Slovakian? Slovakian, I think. Anyway, he's very young and he's got a lot of bounce, but he's not a good crosser of the ball either. So anyway, it looked like more of the same, and the weaknesses of last year of being pretty one-dimensional offensively were still on display, even though the personnel looked a little better. And then we gave up another cheap set-piece goal where Keaton Parks was kind of thinking about his young family maybe, but not about the guy who was in front of him and headed the ball into the short corner.
You want to take his baby away from him, don't you?
Listen, I love
even when you have 10 assists.
I love Keaton Parks. I guess this is my theme of this week. Like all the people I love let me down. Don Garber, MLS,
Burning Bjorn, or what do we call that?
Well, it just felt like, it's one of those again. Matty Freeze saved a penalty. I was like, come on, let's make this mean something, and it did not. So yeah, it was a pretty. I mean, obviously early days, and we can't. I want to believe I was not a Cushing out guy. I was ready to give him the benefit of the doubt, being that he really didn't have a squad to work with. But this is not gonna last long. Like if this doesn't get figured out, he's not gonna. He's got to be on a short leash because he has a squad. He has the squad he wanted, he says. And so, if he's going to keep running everybody straight down Route 1, that's not gonna work. We got to look at our 18-year-old Serbian striker talent. I didn't even know he was in town. Then he was on the bench, and then he came in, and he's a thick-looking 18-year-old. I will say he likes his shorts very tight, and he likes to tussle. He got in there. He mixed it up, but that was it. I don't think he got a shot off. Not a lot happened. Our number 9, Munsif Bakrar, then had to go on the right. I don't know. And he kind of did well. He delivered a couple of crosses like nobody else could. So, and then Santi Rodriguez had the best chance to equalize, and he just whiffed it. Yeah, it was deflating. It wasn't like there were some positives. Like I said, Hannes Wolf, I think, is going to be good for us. We have other people come in. The other winger Ojeda, hasn't arrived yet, but there is just the press. Oh, I was going to say the press that we were there's so much talk about the press. We're gonna, the line is going to be higher, and the press was just as weak as it was last season. I don't know. I didn't look at any numbers, but Charlotte's press was way more dangerous than ours. I mean, okay, we're on the road, et cetera, whatever. First game. But this, I was hyped up, and it was a punctured, my enthusiasm was a punctured balloon 20, 30 minutes in.
Well, two things. First is I'm looking at your NYCFC website here. I think I've said this before. Danny Sapero is your goalkeeping coach?
Is
Danny
he?
Sapero, yeah, he's a New York Red Bulls super legend. Why is he your goalkeeping coach? He should be our goalkeeping.
Wait, but we have what's his name? Christian.
Well, it says he's been the academy coach since 2018, and I don't know. Maybe he's listed as the NYCFC goalkeeping coach. He is famous for when he played for the New York Red Bulls. He scored a goal from his goal. He put it up, kicked it, went whoop,
Oh, nice.
Bounced, won. And it was his only game he ever played, I think. He was a backup goalkeeper, and he's a Harvard alum. He went to Harvard. He's played college soccer at Harvard. So he's one of those.
What's his name?
Danny Sepero. Just look up New York City FC goalkeeping coach.
He's not on the website. I don't know. Where are you looking?
Yeah, look under coaching staff. Nick Cushing, head coach. Danny Sepero, goalkeeping coach. Assistant coach.
Which website are you on?
And the Wikipedia website.
Oh, the Wikipedia. Is that official?
Yeah, well, who knows? Anyway. That's all.
I don't think.
First.
I've never heard this name before. I know Rob Vertugian is an assistant who was working with the goalkeepers, and he's still there.
Sepero is a New York Red Bulls goalkeeping coach. Give him back. Right.
He's not. I think you can. I think this is a mistake. I don't think he's on the staff. Not according to the official website.
He better not be. That's what I'll say.
We got a Canadian guy, Leon. I think he's actually English, but he was in Canada. Leon Hapgood. May Bellucci, we've got.
Keep him. Anyway, that's first. Secondly, I have very clear memories of opening day last year. You were so excited. You're like, Stefan, it's spring. We're going to stadiums again. I'm so happy. It's my favorite time of year. That's not what I'm hearing this year. It's totally different.
It's not.
Is it your home? Are you home next week? When's your home game?
No, we're going to St. Louis next week, and then we're at home against Portland the week after that.
I'm going to try to go to one of the LA games as soon as I can.
Daniel Young says that. I'm sorry.
Please? I'm done.
Daniel Young says Tallis Magnus should have started the game. Yeah, I don't know what it is with Tallis and Nick Cushing. He must have said something about his wife, or I don't know. There is something. I mean, I think Tallis
called him Uncle Fester.
Tallis has been disappointing, and Nick Cushing has not helped this. But it's not Nick Cushing's fault that Tallis has been so bad. I mean, he's been bad. He's not as bad as, like, I think he didn't even get into 3 or 4 games in a row last season. He's not that. I mean, he should play. But he's also, he's not the answer. He came off the bench and he had a couple of sort of lost touch. I mean, he's a kid also in search of confidence, and he looked like he had some. He was gaining some at the end of last year. I mean, weirdly, that's the thing. Weirdly, this team is now very deep. There's a lot of competition for these spots, and we'll have to see how it all shakes out.
Well.
Tallis should have started. I mean, he would have. Santi Rodriguez was on the left. Anyway, we'll see. What are you going to say? That's it.
There were 2 New York teams that played that weekend.
And both the Forsberg who hit the crossbar. I saw
crossbar. The New York Red Bulls went to Nashville SC and
0 goals.
0 goals, unfortunately. But I'm feeling different. I think the New York Red Bulls are still playing with that pep. They move the ball really well. I don't know if you saw the game, but it was all Red Bulls. Nashville had 1 or 2 counterattacking chances at best.
I mean, we started our season in Nashville last year, and that did not go well at all. So not bad.
Yeah, we did better. So we saw Emil Forsberg. He's fine. He's there. He's committed. He's got the captain's arm bag. I think he's playing his heart out. Our Schnitzel boy, Ryan Baker, was sitting front row, kept sending me pictures throughout the game. He's a Nashville SC season ticket holder. He's been on this podcast before. Nashville, in Nashville's defense, they were without Daniel Sturridge, who's going to be all their goals. They were without Hani Mukhtar, who's their linchpin. They were without Walker Zimmerman, who's their captain. They were without.
What's wrong with all these? Everybody's hurt. What's the deal?
They're injured or something. There's a 5th key player who wasn't there either. I forgot who it was. They were missing their 5 key players. We were only missing 2 of our key players. No John Tolkien and no Lewis Morgan. He came off the bench like Zimmerman did. So for us, we're still waiting for Tolkien and Zimmerman. Not Zimmerman. We're still waiting for Tolkien and thankfully Lewis Morgan to get healthy. But we move the ball well. We're up top. We're in the box over and over and over again. But our big issue is who's scoring goals. Elias Manuel,
it's Forsberg.
Well, or it's Dante Van Zier. It should be Forsberg and Van Zier together. That's what I'm hoping, but there's still to figure it out. Van Zier still needs to get going. Forsberg, it's only been one game. It's connected in preseason. So I'm hoping our goals come from Van Zier and a healthy Lewis Morgan, knock on wood, if he can finally be healthy this year. Elias Manuel is not the answer, I don't think.
1.5 XG to 0.2.
Right.
Wow. All right. Respect.
So, yeah. New York Red Bulls were looking great. However, there's no finishers. There's no goal scorers right now. Someone needs to step up. Is it going to be Dante? Is it going to be Forsberg? I don't think it's going to be Manuel in typical foreigner fashion. They're like, he's Brazilian. Let's start him. And then he benched him in the 60th minute when he realized the dude couldn't really score any goals. Typical Manuel. He got himself in good positions, but when it came to time to finish, it was to the keeper or out of bounds. Like always. Nowhere in between. So it's not Manuel. Maybe we'll get rid of him over the summertime. Who knows? But it looked good. All I'm waiting for is goals. Everything else thumbs up. We look good tactically. There's some surprises. Peter Stroud started over Wiki Carmona on the right wing, and Dylan Neal has played left back over Jay Mai. That's because Jay Mai's injured. But also shows that we just don't. We have no depth. Now the offseason was kind of a deflation because they promised us resources, investment, and all that really meant was Emil Forsberg. And then I guess Sandro Schwartz and the gang was the investment. But I challenged that because Troy Lesesne was amazing. Went to DC United and they had a great game. 3-1 over whoever they were playing. Troy Lesesne's the real deal. And DC United just got themselves a gift of a coach. Maybe some other New York team should have hopped on him when they had the chance. But Sandro Schwartz and the gang the boys are playing for them. Seems to be going well. High press, high energy, moving the ball well. They know each other well. Emil Forsberg is in it to win it. His heart's in it. I'm liking it. All I'm waiting for are the goals. Our goal is going to come. Is Lewis Morgan going to get healthy? Is he going to plug himself in? I'm still waiting on that moving forward. But overall, I was pleased. I was pleased to do that in Nashville. I was very pleased. So that's my New York Red Bulls report. Seba S, if you're listening.
Your guy Lewis Morgan came off the bench.
Yeah, he came off the bench. But he's still injured. He's not 100%.
But I mean, that's pretty good, though. He didn't play much at all last year.
Yeah, I mean, Dante Van Zier is coming off a serious injury, and Lewis Morgan's coming off a very serious injury. So the fact that they both played, and Dante seems to be 90 minutes fit, is a good sign. Lewis Morgan missed a whole season, though. So it's not just about being healthy, it's getting better.
Yeah, it's gonna take a minute. Yeah,
it's gonna take a minute. So we're looking on that.
That's like a new signing in a way.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
He was good for you when he was playing.
He was our goals 2 seasons ago. That's why we struggle with goals. So is Lewis Morgan going to get his groove back? Is Emil Forsberg going to start scoring? And is Dante Van Zier going to get a groove going? That's what I got my eyes on. I don't think it's going to be Manuel. I don't think it's going to be Roland Mitchell, this new kid they got. I don't think it's going to be those guys. I think it's the 3 guys I mentioned. That's where you're going to get your goals. So I'm hoping.
And what's the word on the street? You're getting more as more people come in, or
no. We had, or could, I guess. Essentially, we had 3 signings. We had Emil Forsberg, and then Noah Ellie, who played 90, did well.
Have you sent a handwritten apology letter to that Coachella guy?
Handwritten? You better believe I did. I stamped it.
Good.
Forever stamped on it.
Very
Emailed
good.
To his address, Anytown, USA.
Yeah, that was the correct way to handle it.
Thank you. I did it right. I got it certified, so he has to sign for it.
Okay, that's very good. Yeah.
And I have.
You want to make sure that he actually that he opens it up. It had to. It wasn't just this demanded more than just, oh, sorry, dude.
I put a self-addressed stamped envelope in it if he wants to reply. I told him next time he's in LA, I'm going to take him out to the ball game. I'm going to watch some Anaheim.
You're going to take him out to the ball game.
Yeah, Dodgers too expensive. Angels more cheaper than a party. Anywho, so that's my New York Red Bulls report. It's looking good. Let's see if these boys can start scoring some goals. Let's hope. Right?
Well, we'll see.
Big news. Here's one though. This concerns both of us.
Okay.
Fox Sports, which is MLS's only TV partner, really, in the English language realm, at least in the MLS realm, in total, I believe. released their broadcast schedule, and we saw by city how many games they're getting. Someone's getting 6. I forgot who it was. Maybe Atlanta or someone. Miami is only getting 2, but I guarantee you they would love them all. But MLS probably limited them to 2. 1 on Fox, 1 FS1. New York Red Bulls and NYCFC both combined are getting 0. 0 coverage from Fox Sports all season long. 23 clubs in MLS are having Fox Sports nationally broadcast games. At least one. Like I said, one team's getting 6. Others are getting 2 or 3. Both New York teams are getting 0. What's that all about? Should we be worried? What's going on? Is the New York soccer market just not interesting to anybody?
Yeah, I don't know.
Shame on you, Fox Sports. Should have some negative. Not that I care that much, you know. MLS.
Yeah, I don't really. I mean,
but still, you know,
where it's going to be Apple all the way. I don't. It's at this point. Who cares? I mean, why did they even have games?
Because for people, I'm telling you, online, everyone's just right away. It's like Apple TV was bad. It's not going to grow the game. It's not going to grow the game. And it's like it was on TV for 27 years. It grew the game 0% that entire time. Since last year, the subscriber base has doubled. From
yeah,
1
but
million
that's because of Messi. It's
no, but that kind of. When was the last time MLS had 100% growth in viewers ever in 1 year? Never.
Those are big numbers.
So I'm deflating the whole. How are you going to grow the game? It's like who? Fox and ESPN were growing MLS. No, they weren't. Nonsense. No, you know, MLS was always for the fans. It's like if you're already a fan, you're a fan. The only way to be a new fan is if a new club comes into town. That's where the new fans are from. I am seeing a little bit of like, hi, I'm in New York. Should I choose Red Bulls or NYC? That is starting to happen, but I think that's part of the Messi effect. I didn't see a lot of that beforehand. So growing the game, I think Apple TV is doing just fine. I mean, for right now. And if we get those lazy journalists off their butt, just write about stuff that isn't.
Growing the game is bringing in the greatest player of all time. And the Apple CEO was quoted. Did you read that? Where the Apple one of the Apple, not the C, it wasn't Tim Cook, it was somebody high up at Apple was asked, like, if they ask me what to do, what do I want to say? Sign more players, get right. More. And it's like, all right, there's not that many Messis out there. I don't know. But yeah, I mean
that though. But that spurned a meeting yesterday between Don Garber and half of the owners in Miami. Did you read about this?
I heard there was a meeting. I don't know what they discussed. Did they tell you? Did they call you? Did they text you, Don? They
texted me. No, it was about player investment. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Now, you said it's so easy to say sign big players. Imagine if Messi didn't come. It was just Jordi Alba, Busquets, and Luis Suarez. 3 big players, right?
Nobody would care.
Would that have moved any sort of needle?
No.
Barely. Right. There's just like with Beckham. Every now and then there's a player who comes along that has an effect. Embrace it, enjoy it while it lasts. But when it's done, it's done. It's not like when Messi's gone, you bring in Neymar, it's the same shit. No. Or Vinny Jr., it's the same stuff. No. I mean, the greater players will grow. That will happen, but it's not like there's a plethora. That's why the NASL kind of folded. And that's what MLS is trying to avoid. Christian Benteke scored a hat trick, man, over the weekend. He's a destroyer,
yeah.
But is Christian Benteke packed?
Yeah, he's
crowd? No, DC United's not full house. It's a Christian Benteke. So would Thomas Muller pack the Chicago stadium?
No, that's the thing. There's nobody like Messi. It's just Messi. I mean, Mbappe.
Not now. I don't think. Maybe, I don't know. What do you think? Maybe
not in the same way. Not in the same. But there aren't. Yeah, it's not that many. There's not that many people you can get that are like that.
Nobody does it better
than Lionel.
That's a James Bond song. I don't know.
Lionel.
And Leo Messi. The only thing that make it better is have Cristiano Ronaldo be in LA and have them play each other once a year. That would be extra amazing. But what are you gonna do?
That's all. It's only a couple of years left for both of those guys.
If you follow my TikTok, you'll see how fat Neymar has become. He's gotten really fat. I don't know if you've seen it.
He was good to NYCFC. But we take all the wingers. and they're all going to play. They're all cut inside immediately. As soon as they get off the plane, they get on the plane a winger. They get off the plane a central midfielder.
And Neymar, if you offer him a wing, he'll take it. I'll tell you that.
Oh, hey now.
Hey,
All right, good one.
Refs overall,
This year,
but I'll say the refs.
this week, if you're only going to pick one, if you're, I guess you wouldn't if you listened this far, but if you're choosing one this week, listen to the USA Hour. Don't listen to the Germany Hour.
No, it was on the Germany Hour. You had a good discussion on the marketing.
Okay.
I thought it was good.
All
I
right.
don't poo my own content. We had a good discussion. The USA Hour is you ranting an hour about how much you took over. And you're like, listen to that. Listen to that.
Right.
It's all good content. I'm saying. We love it all. Here the shit voice. We're not state-run TV.
We are not. No, we are not going to pretend. I'm not going to pretend that every show is great.
All great. Oh, it's a little butterfly. Anyway, I thought the refs did okay, but the original refs do need to get paid. I don't think quality suffered in any way. In fact, in a lot of ways, I enjoyed the refereeing a little better, a little more careful. They used VAR more, which is what I've been talking about for a while. But
I don't know. The Galaxy Miami game, it took them 4, 5, 6 minutes to decide a goal was good. That was clearly good.
It was a
But
delay.
It took me from my own couch. It took me 10 seconds to determine that it was fine.
It should have just called you. Why did they call it? Anywho, just it's nächste Woche.